a very
Yeah.
optimistic thing for all of us that are trying to create, whether it's music or 3D or imagery.
Yeah.
Hey, and then riffing on Ready Player Two. So the number seven's kind of relevant, and of course we're not in spoiler zone here. But hey, is this random? Is there some significance to this?
Like the number three in Ready Player One, three is a magic number. Number seven is a number that comes up a lot in pop culture and in video games.
Through the book and through the movie. And part of the fun, I think, I imagine, of being a sci-fi writer is you're also a futurist in a way. I mean, that's part of the gig of being a sci-fi writer, which sounds really fun. And I think, in Ready Player 2, I think you go even a little further and there's some really exciting kind of vision going beyond that. When we at Roblox, we kind of done the same thing. We've had vision for 15 years, and it takes a lot of time for some of these things to become reality. But when they do, it's super satisfying. And I'm wondering for you, how's it feel when you see some things in real life come true, after you've written about them?
Well, it's gratifying, but I don't automatically assume that it was my book that helped inspire it, unless sometimes like with the Oculus Rift, the people who worked on that told me in person that some things from Ready Player One had inspired them. Um, but it's so much easier when you're a writer to just write. Wouldn't it be cool? Than it is to actually make it. It's like easy for me to design an amazing video game in a story.
Yeah,
Yeah, but as you know, it's much harder to actually make the real thing.
I
So
I think
yeah,
that could be a good thing though, right? Because us technologists, we can get locked in by how difficult it is to build stuff. Where writers and futurists, you have the freedom of the written word, right? There's no limit to what you
right,
can imagine. And then the technologists more have to like figure out, can we really build it?
right. And they're the only ones that can really build it. If it was just left up to the writers, all this stuff would remain fantasy. But that's something that I remember hearing about Star Trek, the old Star Trek series. They had those doors that would open automatically, and that's what inspired those doors in grocery stores. Like people at home saw that, and then real engineers went and made it work. So science fiction has always kind of played that role of what extrapolating where our technology might go. But yeah, that's one of the funnest parts of being a science fiction writer is imagining where the technology will lead us, and then how the technology, once it arrives, is going to affect people's day-to-day lives.
I love it because I think it's the best form of brainstorming is unencumbered brainstorming, without
Yeah.
limit. And I think that's a little bit of what you do in your book. So nice
Oh,
job.
thank you.
Almost like we're taking technology and then we go to pop culture at the same time, like in Ready Player One and now Ready Player Two, like you have this amazing intersection of pop culture with a vision of the future. And I think the reader or the movie viewer can almost get a little bit of a vibe of some of the things that have been important in your life. Can you riff a bit on some of the pop culture influences you've had?
We know they're endless. Anybody who read Ready Player One knows that my interest in pop culture is very broad. But for Ready Player Two, there are some specific facets of pop culture that I took inspiration from, like John Hughes film.